my silver-eyed son talking to motherfucking mom! Good tidings, friends, and welcome to our reaction video to the new Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC trailer that has just dropped today, or today as of when I'm recording it. We'll see how soon we can get this video up and rolling. Those of you who are not aware, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC has just been announced for a winter release. It's been a while. We've known that we were getting DLC, just not when and exactly what it would contain. Looks like we are, as expected, to have a whole bunch of new story snippets and a bunch of new playable characters. We got playable Riku, playable Aqua, and playable Roxas. We're excited for that, but what we're really interested here at Seekers is picking apart those story bits that we saw in those cutscenes in this lovely trailer with the nice flashy text subtitle thing that they were doing, and the fucking black and white, magical, mysterious, data, flashy, cutty nonsense. So we're gonna talk about that. First and foremost, like I said, the Master of Masters sitting down and talking to your boy Baby Nort. After watching that a few times, it's pretty obvious what's going down there. This is actually a flashback scene sent right after Xehanort completed or is in the middle of his Mark of Mastery exam, based off of the dialogue of enjoying the world tour and all of that. And if you read the secret reports from Kingdom Hearts 3, you'll see a report of Xehanort just before he leaves on his exam. Of course, the biggest thing is the silver eye as opposed to the gold eyes. When I first saw the scene, I was so floored by, is Xehanort just sitting down and fucking talking to mom? I thought, like, time travel intensified or it was set post-game. But that silver-eyed boy and the dialogue clearly has this set in a pre-Kingdom Hearts, way before, back in the days of a small Ericus and a small Xehanort. Full proper flashback. It also solves a plot hole that I'm not going to say no one cared about, because I feel like a lot of people asked this question, but how Organization 13 had the same code as mom, apparently that's what Nomura decided was the most important thing to talk about, so that's fine. So we have the explanation of apparently mom just gave Baby Nort the coat. Sure, why not? As indicated by the quick dialogue of Xehanort being like, oh, these coats are resistant to darkness, that sure is convenient, thanks fam. Like, okay, that's fine. Also, you know, we have Nomura, like a couple months ago, well, if I go into Xehanort's backstory, then the Dark Seeker saga isn't gonna end. Also, Nomura, oh, well, here's a young Xehanort talking to the Master of Masters in a flashback, so I guess it's fine. Also, the thing with Xehanort talking to mom is that the nature of the conversation is implying that all of Xehanort's goals were sort of put into his head by the Master of Masters. Not put into his head. I think that takes a little bit too much autonomy away from Xehanort, but the idea that the Master of Masters wanted Xehanort to go through and find Kingdom Hearts, and that this is the second time that the Master of Masters has basically started a Keyblade War and made Kingdom Hearts be activated, is a big clue to the Master of Masters' personal goals and motivations, so that's fun and exciting there. Other big plot things we have is Luxord, who the fuck are you? Xigbar, who the fuck are you? Yay! Putting a spotlight on who Luxord's secret identity is from khIII. We haven't actually seen him show up yet, and theories are flying. A lot of people are saying that Luxord is actually the player of khIII. I think there's plenty of stock on that. We had someone on Twitter talking about the name anagramming into something in Latin that indicates it might be the player. We have the idea that his if you look at the default players, like if you go in to khIII and you go to like the default hair option and the default clothes option and then make it blonde and the default face option and the default skin option, it does look a bit like Luxord's hair, but, you know, a little foofier and with no facial hair, and generally, you know, more, this was drawn in khIII first, not this was a 3D model that we then tried to fit in the tiny, itty, cute sprites. We got all that for your boy Luxord. Also, another point for Luxord being the player, gambling, because nothing says I have a gambling addiction like the banners in khIII. Mr. Gambler of Fate. Yup. Also, the cards, I've talked about this a lot before, many times. In the original browser version of khIII, cards were what were used instead of medals, and Luxord's attack weapon thing being cards is another point towards him just being from that era, which was confirmed, but if he's actually the player, that would make even more sense, so yay! Another important thing to note with the whole Luxord situation is that cutscene, although it's on craggy rocks and you might mistake it for the Badlands, is actually happening in Olympus, which might be some points towards our friend the Sleeping Realm theory, since it would be set around the time of Sora's drop, where we have Xigbar being cut off, saying, may your heart be your guiding key. It might actually be the continuation of that scene with the hard cut, so that's a fun, exciting thing. In conclusion, what this means is, we're all Luxord. Last but not least, we are getting the Oathkeeper Keyblade. That'll be fun and exciting. Maybe it'll be some more explanation to stuff with whatever the fuck happened to khIII. Probably not. But hey, at the very least, you get a shiny new Keyblade to punch people with. Isn't that exciting? That was our first reaction to the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC trailer. You can join us for our usual Wednesday streams at 8 p.m. to join a discussion about it as we start Kingdom Hearts 2 this Wednesday. Remember to like, subscribe. You can check out our Discord, which is down in the description below, as well as our Ko-fi and Patreon. And remember, save your tears, because we'll be back.
Xemnas wants you for Seekers of Darkness. Subscribe now and become a vessel today.